Hi, welcome into this PineHurst funding review. My name is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions, and today I'm going to be showing you how this funding platform works. Is it legitimate? How to get between 50,000 and 2 million very fast, the pros and cons, alternatives, and so much more. So you can continue to finally build, grow, expand, and even get out of a tight pinch. Let's jump right into this. You're looking at the home page, and this funding platform has been getting a lot of buzz and attention. However, there are a lot of downsides to it that you have to be careful about, and I'm going to jump right into it. Are they legitimate? Who's to say they are not? But what they do a lot of is robocalling. A lot of people have been getting these phone calls from them time and time again, and are unhappy with how people are being quote unquote tricked to answer that voicemail or that answering system, and it can be used against you. And I'm going to be showing you what other people are saying and their experiences with me, so please stick with me. And by the way, if you think you've heard enough and you'd like to get an alternative up to 2 million incredibly fast funding without collateral, no hard credit checks, and bad credit is welcome with a lot more included, then look down below in the description to see my #1 recommended program for that to get faster funding, as well as I'll have a business loan questionnaire you can fill out to get in touch. It'll be the fastest way. Now, it says here, secure a hassle-free loan or line of credit to fuel your business growth. And we'll get into some of the services and what they entail in a moment. But you can see on the right here, a calculated fixed payment. What is your purpose? From inventory all the way down to buying equipment. What is the loan amount that you're requesting? You can toggle this right here, scroll, and then it'll show you the weekly payment with the loan amount. And then click here for your free quote. I'll be showing you how that application process looks like. What we offer you: customized financing options, same-day funding, and tailored programs to help you grow your business to the next level. It says here of all three that they have, from 50,000 to 2 million. For one, business loans fund with confidence, customized product with a budget and fixed payment, with terms running from 6 months to 10 years, put toward any business need. The business line of credit, this is where you can withdraw and use funds however you like, and you only pay interest on that amount. Once you've paid it off, it goes back into the original amount you have received. Instant cash, access to cash, pull cash from your credit line instantly online, only pay interest on what you use. And then they have equipment financing and leasing, the same amount, as you can see, extended out to 10 years. Why choose them? Easy application, fast financing, secure trading. There's no registration fee, flexible pricing and conditions, approved in a matter of few clicks, get money in just hours. And I also made this review post that I'm going to be following as a guide, just so I can get into it more specifically. But if you want to check out this version of it, I'll link you to it down below in the description. Now, I talked already about who they are, what they offer. They offer products like a merchant cash advance as part of their business loan, quote unquote. It's more of a, it's not technically called a loan because it's based on your future receivables. And I'll get into that in a moment. But we spoke a little bit about why PineHurst funding, who is PineHurst funding for. And those of you who are wanting a minimum of 50,000 up to 2 million, you need to have 1 year in business, 120,000 in annual revenue, no minimum credit scores required. And that is for the business loans. And they can be a bit similar here when we're looking at a business line of credit from 50K to 2 million with 1 year in business required, 120K in annual revenue, no minimum credit score. And then the equipment financing and leasing product, cash flow, forecast, income statement, and details of existing loans. And again, my #1 recommended platform will be down below in the description, along with that questionnaire that I highly recommend you fill out. And I'll get to evaluate, analyze it, and give you a proper response back on your best funding option and options. Very personalized and customized for you, as it should be. How it works, let's get into that in a moment here, but let's scroll down in the homepage. First step out of 3, you will apply online, receive approval, get funds. Sometimes they'll show you a little bit more like the description on what to expect. So I wish they would have had that here. Frequently asked questions, we'll jump around to that in a moment. But here's what some people are saying. PineHurst funding has funded quarterly salaries to expand my business and sign new contracts. I would love to recommend PineHurst funding now to grow your business. PineHurst funding is a company that is always on your side, our side, and easy to work with, and the fairest of all lending companies, nothing less than 5 stars. And you can see there's quite a few more there. But be careful is what I said, because they can still be operating underneath robocalls. May have changed over time, but It is something that they were known for doing. The application process, we can go over here. Let's say we went through business loan, click on apply now. What you must have before applying, this is some of the basic stuff that you'll need. And this goes for anywhere, not only with PineHurst funding, but basic information about your business, more than 3 business months, recent bank connection or bank statement, at least 6 months of active business time, process a minimum of 5,000 on credit card sales. So it's a lot of like merchant processing with these merchant cash advances. What they are you're getting funding based on your future receivables. So your company taking credit card receipts, credit card transactions, and you're getting funding based on what you'd be making in the future, as well as like if you make a certain amount, let's say you got approved for 20,000, you pay it back, you're paying back 30,000. So these can be more of a medium to higher rate, usually between 19 to 50%, if not 19 to 100%, depending on your risk. And these are a very common way of getting financing, and they're the highest approved. And you make a certain amount one day. Let's say you make more, you get more taken out from those sales you made, and then you make less one day, you get less taken out, and so forth. And there's sometimes a fixed percentage, so you know what's getting taken out daily, and it's not based on those credit card future transactions, or it's variable. And so, or at least 120,000 in total sales. How much do you want? So it'll start like this, from your name all the way down to details, purpose. Again, you can select that, the month, the amount you're requesting, phone number, details. I'm not a robot. Select there, apply now. And they'll tell you that by clicking apply now, consent to receiving telemarketing calls and messages. So be very careful of this, because as I said earlier, and I'm going to be showing you some of these reviews of people complaining about getting robocalls, quote unquote, being tricked to saying yes to a voicemail, to an answering system. You're unsure about what they're asking you, and then they have your number, and then now they're going to be calling you time and time again, trying to get you to get approved for a loan, and it might not be set up their system the right way. So be careful, because a lot of people are calling this as a scam on what people are doing. And it's I'm familiar with robocalls. I don't do that ever. I would never do that to you, but I know that this is how they operate. And you have to just be careful, including calls using an automatic telephone dialing system. So in a way that they tell you that, but the way you answer their machine, it's kind of confusing. From PineHurst Funding and those acting on behalf at the telephone number you have provided above, including your cellular phone number. Agree that this consent applies even if the number you have provided is currently on any state, federal, or corporate do not call registry. And understand that you are not required to provide this consent as a condition of receiving any credit or services from PineHurst. And then you may apply for business credits by contacting us directly. And see, now it's going in a different direction, going into business credit. And acknowledge that you have read PineHurst's application agreement and privacy policy. Understand that you may opt out of receiving communications of your choice from PineHurst as provided in the privacy policy. But we all know that's not always as easy. You can see how it works there, where it actually has a description, where it's going into give us your basic business information, and it will be approved in less than 5 minutes. Check approved conditions, review approved options. If you select the funding option, your funds will be deposited in your checking account. Have a payment. After payments are made on time, you may renew or refinance your business for more money and lower rates. So that's the gist of it. Let me go over here into the reviews. I showed you how that works, how it would look like, what people are saying. But at the same time, people are complaining, constantly robocalling my phone. Wow, after the 10th call, I think I'm not interested. Stop calling my business. I hope you get a big fine or being so annoying. And I get how you may be disturbed and upset, maybe angry about it. This is just how robocalling goes. And then two, there may be other companies that don't do robocalling, and they may be doing the same thing. And it depends on how many times, yes, they follow up with you before you get annoyed, or you're just not wanting that service. And they may not be going at it the right way. They might be calling you too many times a day, or every day, or every other day, which can't seem like a lot. But if they call you less, like once a week or once or twice or so a week, and they spur it out, maybe they sent you a text and an email, that's not as bad. I won't do that completely. Like when you fill out my questionnaire, I will send you an email response a lot of the time back, and I'll send you a quick text message letting you know, hey, I've sent you this email. And it's not like I need to get on a phone call with you all the time. There are moments for it where it is necessary from the beginning, but for a lot of these times, I will send you an email response back, and it's just to see if you're interested. And if not, you can just safely just say, hey, I'm not right now at this time, but come back in 3 months and I will be interested then. It's as simple as giving somebody feedback that will kind of get you off of their tail. So you just have to be honest with what you're trying to do and not just going to apply just to apply to get an offer, but understanding what those funds will be used for, expansion, growth, getting yourself out of a tight pinch, relief, etc. So you got to understand that it's very important. Calls, they call daily and do not stop. The lady always tries to put me on a finance expert. I blocked their numbers. They just changed their numbers. It's the 7479 area code. Yet, like a big company going to be in a small town scam. I called to verify if Nancy received my application, and guy answered saying there was no Nancy there and asking if I was looking for funding for my business over and over, completely bypassing my question. I don't know what these people do with the information, but I hope they lose mine. Class action lawsuit. Here is some additional information regarding the scam. Sydney needs to go to jail. So this is kind of like the response you'll get from somebody named Sydney from PineHurst Funding. Calls my business at least once a day. I block the number, but the robocalls just use another local number. They try to make it sound like a person is on the other line. You can hear shuffling background noise, and then a person, not a real person, says, "This is Sydney from PineHurst Funding. Can you hear me okay?" I always hang up right away, but the first time they call, I listened long enough to figure out what was going on. I wish more could be done of this type of scammer. So even if you were to say yes and that was it, you hung up, they hear that and they go, "Oh, well, they're interested," or they're going to try to push you into an offer if you haven't been there already. Annoying. I never signed up for anything. I didn't apply for loans. They call over and over. I finally yelled at them to stop calling me. Every time they answer, they make it sound like a recording, and I'm pretty sure they want you to say yes so they can make your yes be used for other things you didn't agree to. I didn't answer yes to any questions. I usually ask a question in a return or hanging up, but I finally yelled today. I got them saying they will remove my phone number. Yeah, sure, we will see it. You know that. How much does it cost? As you saw earlier, there were no fees, no application fees. There's supposedly no hidden costs from what it says on the site there. Usually the costs you endure are with you accepting offers through the lending fees, which is very common not only with PineHurst, but in other types of funding services like the broker fee, the lending fee, origination fees. It can vary anywhere between a few $100s, sometimes 500 at a minimum, up to 3,500 up to 5,000 at most in a lot of these cases, which is very standard. And that's just taken off of your final approval amount. So if you were approved for 100,000, you may receive only 95,000 of that, which is okay. And the rest of it goes to the origination fee and a few other things in the cost. And some of this can also spike up the interest. So that let's say you got a 38% interest, but added on the broker fee and that ends up turning out to be 43%. So you have to take that into consideration. Who is PineHurst funding for? We already spoke about that. I said it a little bit earlier. Who's it not for? Excuse me, sorry. Beginners who've never taken out a business loan or who meet the bare minimum requirements, intermediates and experts who know how online business loans work, at least have an established business, people who want faster access to funding with minimal documentation and all industries included, as well as the services they provide. Who's it not for? You don't want to be robocalled and pushed into an offer, saying yes, them having to call you over and over and over, saying they took up your number, just doesn't work. People who want better funding services and benefits, you want greater customer support. You're looking for longer term funding perhaps, and you qualify for it. It's just not saying you're looking for it, but you need to qualify. You're a complete startup, don't meet the qualifications requirements. Pros and cons: customized funding options from business loans to business lines of credit, implement financing, leasing, no registration fee, a fast approval, get money in just a few hours. Cons: robocalls trying to call you relentlessly. People have reported scammy behavior, don't offer true startup funding, and there's more to this that you may not even know about. It's a lot of a hassle. Alternatives: there are companies out there that I would recommend, one of those being SBA Advance, and I'll leave a recommendation to that company down below, as well as there are more of them that I've left there, as well as the article to check out, but I'll lead in with that one. And my number one recommended, as well as you can get up to 25,000 same day instant approval, and as well as up to 2 million with the partnership programs that are provided without collateral, no hard credit checks. And again, like I said, bad credit is accepted. So make sure to check out that program. I'll leave more information for you down below, and so you can learn more about them. What I like least and what I like most, just for what it's worth, the offering of the services, the speed. What I like least, the robocalling, the experiences, the scammy behavior. Final thoughts, we left it at that, and some recommended services you can check out. And again, this is the questionnaire that I've been talking about this whole time. It'll look like this more or less. I offer more services. I'll just put a handful of them there. So literally you can get this done in less than 30 seconds if you have it all there, and you'll get a personalized and customized email response, and I'll be taking care of you. and you'll get a free 6-step pre-approval lending check just to get you approved for funding much faster. So I'll show you all the funding services, even if you don't qualify for them. What are the expectations? What is actually the best one? Benefits, pro tips, conclusion on what I recommend you should do, and how to move forward like that. In fact, you can fill this out, and on the next page it's going to send you to, excuse me, you can get started right then and there. And this is very safe and secure. So make sure you fill it out thoroughly. Take the time to read it. I'm not a creditor. I'm not using this information against you. It is a questionnaire. Again, before you go submit an application, you'll see what you can get in the ballpark range. I'll break some things down even in numbers. So that is everything that I wanted to speak about with PineHurst funding. You have an understanding now of how they work, how they operate, what are the expectations with these financing products that they offer. You can see here they give you more information on what they are in case you didn't know about it, as well as the requirements, what you're going to have to go through under review, get funded. So again, here, then complete your online application by connecting your bank statements to their bank rate portal in under 3 minutes. Consider multiple loan options available within their marketplace. Here are your options explained by a knowledgeable business financing advisor. And ask any questions you have and get funded. Select the best funding option available and get funded in as little as a few hours. Start using your cash to grow and so forth. But again, I wouldn't recommend going with them at all. The credit card benefit, the line of credit benefits, and so forth. So I'll leave more information on the alternative. Sorry, there was a fly there. If you saw my hand going across the screen, just happened to land on the screen there. And I'll leave the information of that review, as well as my #1 recommended program, as you heard me talk about, and alternatives down below in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you feel somebody else will get value out of it, please share it with them. It can be a complete stranger, a friend, or a family member, but you just know you made a difference in somebody's life. You changed the way they thought that day, their education, and you never know, they may give you other videos, because this is only a review. If you haven't seen me come out with content in the past, I talk about everything: how to get up to 100,000, how to get a 50,000 business loan, cash advance, how to build business credit, how to fix, improve credit repair, alternative financing methods, private, non-private, and a lot of different content on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you did. And make sure you click that bell notification icon so you're not missing future videos I will be coming out with. And for anything else you need, questions, comments, concerns, please voice them for me down below and get started in the description. That's where I would lead into. That is everything for now. Talk soon.